Hi PK, it's Cliff Mostiller, and my wife Stephanie and I wanted to actually share with you our story of why we love the church. We realized we're in that series and we were talking about it, and several people at Hamilton Mill campus know how lucky we are to have our son Joshua as well as our son Jack, but we realized we had never shared that with you. And so basically for us, we were married in 2001, and about 4 years later, 2005, we decided it was time to start creating a family. Stephanie and I, as it turned out, discovered that we both have medical problems that makes that much more difficult, so we went to Emory. And we tried multiple attempts at Emory. Upon the fourth attempt that we went through, we were blessed with Jack. And so in October 2007, Jack came into play. He is an amazing child. We thought, you know what, Lord, this is just such an incredible gift. How could we possibly ask you for anything else? And yet in 2010, we discovered that we could ask him for something else, because we did start thinking about a bigger family. And so again, at that point, we already knew that Emory was going to have to come into play. We, I guess, expected things to work out better or easier because we had already been through it once, but every attempt cost money. We were doing the IUF, the shots, all of that, and it would be 500 here and 500 there and 500 this attempt and 700 here and 200 here, and let's try it. And we got finished with our third attempt and our third failed attempt, and to be honest, we were just done. We were tapped out financially, and we were tapped out emotionally. And July we had finished. A couple of months later, September of 2009, we had gotten to church, Saturday service, and I was an usher, and before we started, Pastor Kevin Queen came up to me and he handed me an envelope. And he said, "Somebody wanted me to give this to you. Don't open it till you get home." Now, I have no idea what that sermon was about that day, because all I could think about constantly was what's in the envelope. My wife could only think of what's in the envelope. All the way home, we're wondering what's in the envelope. But we get home, and we open in the envelope, and there is a note. And it is somebody from 12Stone who said, we've been praying about this a lot, and we really want you to try again to have a child. And the money for us to do the IUF was in the envelope. It was emotional. It was emotional in multiple ways, because we had finally kind of crossed that path. I guess we had closed that book, per se, on having another child, and now God's telling us to open that book again. And so all those feelings came back, and then on top of that, we start getting more nervous, because now we feel like we're gambling with someone else's money. If we aren't successful this time, we didn't just lose our money, now we've lost somebody else's. And I look back at that now, and I think we never should have had a fear. We shouldn't have had a worry that if God is actually prompting someone to make sure that we make another attempt to have a child, then God will make sure that that child comes in. We were told by the doctors that there was a 2% chance that Stephanie could get pregnant again. And we prayed about it September, we prayed about it October. We had the money in the envelope still taped up onto the bathroom mirror, because we were unsure, when's the right time, and is this going to work? And And finally, November, we went and we tried. And we were successful. In August of 2011, we were blessed with Joshua. And Joshua has been an amazing addition, and just such an incredible blessing from God. Jack loves his little brother Joshua. We can't imagine life without Joshua, even though we had once closed the chapter on even the concept of having him. Every week, a thought at some point goes in my mind, and in my wife's mind goes through our heads that, what is it that Joshua's really planned to do? What is it that God has in store for him? Because he must be so important, because God made a true effort to make sure Joshua got into this world. And that's incredible. So why do we love the church? We love the church because when a moment comes that you have to when a moment comes that you feel like you've given up, God uses the church to make sure that you don't. The people in the church make sure that you don't give up on you, because God never gives up on you. We still don't know who gave us that money. We can't be more grateful. But we truly, truly know that God has blessed us through 12Stone. And that's our story, PK.